We're going to talk about an issue that's close to the hearts of many: human-wildlife conflict in Kerala. Recently, the Kerala government has taken a bold step by drafting a new bill aimed at addressing the growing concerns surrounding dangerous wild animals. But this isn't just about wildlife. It's about safety, livelihood, and the delicate balance between conservation and human survival. Let's first understand the background. Kerala, with its lush forests, wildlife sanctuaries, and rich biodiversity, is home to a variety of species, including elephants, leopards, and wild boars. However, over the years, the state has seen an alarming rise in encounters between humans and wild animals. Farmers have reported crop damage, attacks on homes, and even tragic incidents involving loss of life. Villages near forest boundaries live in fear, especially during nightfall, as wild animals roam closer in search of food. These incidents are not isolated. Data from forest departments show a worrying trend of increasing human-wildlife conflict, resulting in both ecological and social strain. On one hand, conservationists stress the importance of protecting wildlife and maintaining Kerala's rich ecosystems, while on the other hand, affected communities are demanding urgent intervention to ensure their safety. It is in this context that the Kerala government has drafted a bill aimed at allowing authorities to take stricter action against wild animals that pose a direct threat to human lives and property. The draft bill proposes measures such as controlled culling or relocation of specific dangerous animals, with safeguards to ensure that this is done only after thorough assessment and expert consultation. The government argues that this move is necessary because existing laws often leave officials powerless when quick decisions are needed in emergency situations. In cases where repeated attacks occur, or where animals have become aggressive due to habitat loss or food shortages, authorities need the flexibility to respond swiftly and effectively. However, this bill has sparked intense debate. Environmentalists and wildlife activists have expressed concern that culling could set a dangerous precedent, potentially harming Kerala's fragile ecological balance. Many believe that habitat destruction, deforestation, and human expansion into forest areas are the real causes behind increased encounters, and that focusing solely on the animals could overlook deeper systemic problems. There's also the question of how this policy will be enforced. Will there be a transparent framework ensuring that animals are not culled arbitrarily? What mechanisms will be put in place to compensate affected communities fairly and promptly? These questions remain at the center of public discourse. Furthermore, critics argue that Kerala's development model needs to be re-evaluated. As urbanization expands and infrastructure projects push deeper into forest areas, the line between human habitation and wildlife territory continues to blur. Without proper land use planning, relocation strategies, and community awareness programs, the cycle of conflict could worsen. On the flip side, supporters of the bill highlight that this is a pragmatic approach to an urgent problem. In several districts, especially in the Western Ghats, people are losing their livelihoods due to crop destruction by elephants and wild boars. Others are facing emotional trauma and economic instability because they live in constant fear. For them, safety measures and quick relief can make a real difference in day-to-day life. The bill also includes provisions for funding research into long-term coexistence strategies, building stronger compensation schemes, and creating awareness programs that educate citizens about responsible interaction with wildlife. So, what lies ahead? This draft bill is still under review, and it's expected that public consultation, expert opinions, and debates will shape its final form. If passed, it could set a benchmark for other states dealing with similar challenges. However, its success will depend on how carefully the government balances compassion for wildlife with the immediate needs of vulnerable communities. For now, Kerala stands at a crossroads, a moment that forces us to reflect on how we live alongside nature, how we protect both ourselves and the environment, and how policy can be used as a tool to solve complex social and ecological issues. As citizens, it's crucial to stay informed, engage in discussions, and support sustainable solutions. Whether you're a conservation enthusiast, a concerned local, or someone who believes in proactive governance, this debate invites everyone to rethink how development, safety, and nature can coexist. That's it for today's discussion on Kerala's proposed bill on dangerous wild animals. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let's hope for a future where both humans and wildlife can thrive together.